The police officer had the old man by the arm, not gently, firmly, pulling him toward the hotel exit. The man was maybe 70, dirty, disheveled, a guitar case strapped to his back, resisting weakly but mostly just accepting his fate, being removed, being discarded, being made invisible again. The hotel manager stood nearby, arms crossed, disapproving. "We can't have people like that in our lobby. This is a 5-star establishment. Guests are complaining." The old man didn't fight, didn't argue, just let himself be pulled another day, another place he wasn't wanted, another reminder he didn't belong anywhere anymore. Then a voice cut through the lobby, sharp, authoritative, unexpected. "Stop, let him go, now." Everyone turned. Paul McCartney stood near the entrance, baseball cap, casual clothes, but unmistakable and furious, staring at the police officer, at the manager, at the scene unfolding in front of him. What happened in the next 30 minutes would become the most talked about moment in that hotel's history, because Paul McCartney didn't just stop the removal, he didn't just intervene. He did something that changed that veteran's life and reminded everyone watching what humanity actually looks like. This is that story. November 3rd, 2015, London, the Savoy Hotel. 3 p.m., Paul McCartney walked into the lobby. He had a meeting, record executive, business stuff. Standard afternoon, nothing special, just another day in a life full of meetings and obligations and the machinery of being Paul McCartney. The Savoy was elegant, always had been, 5-star, historic, the kind of place where royalty stayed, where celebrities felt comfortable, where everything was polished and perfect and designed to make wealthy people feel important. Paul walked through the revolving door, headed toward the front desk to check in for his meeting. Then he saw it, the scene, the confrontation, the cruelty disguised as policy. A police officer, young, maybe 30, holding an old man by the arm. The old man was maybe 70. White beard, weathered face, clothes that had been worn too long, dirty, tired, defeated, a guitar case on his back, the kind buskers carry. The hotel manager stood nearby, well-dressed, polished, everything the old man wasn't. "Sir, you need to leave. This is private property. We've asked you 3 times. Now we're having you removed." "I was just trying to get warm," the old man said quietly. "It's cold outside. I wasn't bothering anyone. I was just sitting, just resting." "You were loitering, making guests uncomfortable. This is a 5-star hotel. We can't have homeless people in our lobby." The police officer started pulling him toward the exit, not violently, but firmly, professionally, just doing his job, removing an unwanted person from private property. Standard procedure, nothing unusual, happened every day in London, happened everywhere. The invisible being made more invisible. Paul stopped walking, watched, felt something rise in his chest, anger, sadness, disgust. This was wrong, this was cruel. This was a human being being treated like garbage because he didn't have money, because he didn't fit the aesthetic, because his poverty made comfortable people uncomfortable. "Stop, let him go, now." Everyone froze, turned, stared. Paul McCartney, standing there, looking furious, not asking, demanding. The police officer hesitated. "Sir, this doesn't concern you. We're removing someone from private property at the request of management. Please let us do our job. Your job is to protect people, not to throw old men onto the street because they're poor. Let him go." The manager stepped forward. "Mr. McCartney, I recognize you. I'm sorry you had to witness this. But we have policies. We can't allow homeless individuals to loiter in our lobby. It affects the guest experience." The guest experience? He's a human being. He was sitting, resting, getting warm. What kind of policy says that's wrong? This is a private establishment. We have the right to refuse service, to remove people who don't belong. Who don't belong? Paul walked closer. Voice lower now, more dangerous. He doesn't belong. He's British. This is his country. This is his city. He has as much right to be warm as anyone staying in your overpriced rooms. More right, probably, because he actually needs it. The lobby had gone completely silent, guests watching, staff watching. This was Paul McCartney, confronting hotel management, defending a homeless man. This was going to be a story. Paul turned to the old man, really looked at him, saw the guitar case, saw something else. Recognition. "You're a musician." The old man nodded, weak smile, sad smile. "Was. A long time ago, before everything fell apart, before the war broke me, before I lost everyone." "What's your name?" Michael Hayes." "Were you military, Michael? That patch on your jacket, Royal Marines?" "Yes, sir. Served 20 years. 2 tours Afghanistan, 1 Iraq. Saw things no one should see. Did things I can't forget. Came home in 2012. Thought the hard part was over. Turned out coming home was harder than the war." Paul listened, really listened. Not just hearing words, hearing the story behind them. The pain, the loss, the betrayal of a country that sent men to war and forgot them when they came home broken. "What happened?" Paul asked gently. Michael's eyes filled with tears. "PTSD, nightmares, couldn't hold a job, couldn't sleep, couldn't be the husband and father I'd been before. My wife tried, God, she tried, but I was angry, distant, not the man she married. She left, took our daughter. I don't blame her. I was drowning and I pulled them down with me." He paused, wiped his face. "Lost my job 6 months later. Couldn't focus, couldn't function. Lost the house, lost everything. Been on the streets for 3 years now. Play guitar for money. Try to survive. Try to remember what it felt like to be human, to matter, to belong somewhere." Paul felt his chest tighten. This man had served, had sacrificed, had given years of his life to protect his country, and his country had discarded him. Left him to freeze in hotel lobbies while rich people complained about his presence. This was wrong. This was unforgivable. "How old is your daughter?" 16 now. Haven't seen her in 3 years. She thinks I abandoned her. Doesn't know I'm homeless. Her mother told her I moved away. Started a new life. Easier than explaining her father lives on streets, plays guitar for coins, gets thrown out of places for trying to stay warm. Paul turned to the police officer, voice harder now, colder. "This man served 20 years in the Royal Marines, fought in Afghanistan and Iraq, and you're throwing him out of a hotel lobby for trying to get warm. How does that make you feel? Proud? Professional? Or does some part of you know this is wrong? Officer, you're not removing him. If you try, I'll make this the biggest story in London tomorrow. Paul McCartney arrested for defending a homeless veteran. Think about whether that's the headline you want." The officer looked uncomfortable. "Sir, I'm just following orders." "Then stop following orders. Use your discretion. See a human being instead of a problem. Be better than your orders." The officer let go of Michael's arm, stepped back. "Fine, but if he causes problems, I'll have to come back." "He won't cause problems, because he's not staying in the lobby. He's staying in a room, my room, the one I'm paying for." The manager's face went pale. "Mr. McCartney, we can't." "You can, and you will. I have a suite booked. Michael is my guest. If you refuse to let him in, I cancel my booking. I cancel all future bookings. And I tell every musician I know to never stay here again. Your choice." The manager looked at Michael, at his dirty clothes, at the guitar case, at everything that screamed wrong for a 5-star hotel. Then at Paul, at the determination in his face, at the promise of consequences. "Of course, your guest is welcome, Mr. McCartney. We apologize for the misunderstanding." Paul turned to Michael. "Come on, let's get you settled. When's the last time you ate?" "Yesterday, maybe the day before. I lose track." "We'll fix that. Room service, hot shower, clean clothes, whatever you need." Michael started crying, not sad tears, overwhelmed tears, disbelieving tears. "Why are you doing this? You don't know me. I'm nobody." "You're not nobody. You're a veteran, a musician, a human being. That's enough. That's more than enough. Come on." They walked to the elevator, past staring guests, past embarrassed staff, past the manager who'd tried to throw Michael out 5 minutes earlier. Into the elevator, up to Paul's suite. Inside, Paul ordered food. Everything. Burgers, pasta, soup, dessert. Eat whatever you want. Take your time. Michael ate, slowly at first, then faster, like someone who hadn't had real food in days. Weeks. Paul watched, trying not to cry, trying not to think about how many Michaels there were, how many veterans, how many people being made invisible while the world looked away. After eating, Paul ran a bath. Take your time. Use whatever you need. There are robes in the closet. I'll find you some clean clothes. Michael showered for 30 minutes. First hot water in weeks. First moment of dignity in longer. When he came out, Paul had laid out clothes. Jeans, shirt, sweater. They might be a bit big, but they're clean. Michael dressed, looked at himself in the mirror. Almost didn't recognize himself. Clean, warm, human again. Play something for me, Paul said. On your guitar, I want to hear you. Michael hesitated. It's been a while. I'm not good anymore. Play anyway, please. Michael took out his guitar. Old, battered, but well-maintained, loved. He played yesterday. Slow, emotional, not perfect, but real, honest, beautiful. Paul listened, tears running down his face. This man had talent, had kept his guitar through everything, through losing his home, his family, everything, because music mattered, because it was all he had left. When Michael finished, Paul applauded. You're good, really good. Why aren't you playing professionally? Who's going to hire a homeless veteran? Who's going to listen to someone like me? I play on streets. People walk past. I'm invisible. I've been invisible for 3 years. You're not invisible to me, and you won't be invisible to anyone else after tonight. Paul made calls to friends, to contacts, to people who owed him favors. By evening, he'd arranged something, a job, not just charity, real work. A music venue needed someone to help with sound, to teach guitar to kids, to be part of their community program. It paid, not much, but enough. Enough for an apartment. Enough to rebuild. They want to meet you tomorrow, Paul said. I told them you're talented, that you're reliable, that you deserve a chance. Don't make me a liar. Michael couldn't speak, just cried, harder now. 3 years of being invisible. 3 years of being told he didn't belong. 3 years of being removed from places for the crime of being poor. And now this. Paul McCartney, giving him a chance, seeing him, treating him like he mattered. Why? Michael asked again. Why are you doing this? Because I saw what was happening, and I couldn't walk away. Because you served your country. Because you're a musician. Because you're human. Because someone had to do something. And I was there. So I did. Paul paid for the room for a week, gave Michael money for clothes, for food, for a phone so the venue could reach him, for everything he needed to start rebuilding. This isn't charity, Paul said. This is what should have happened 3 years ago. What should have happened when you came home from war. What should have happened instead of being thrown onto streets and removed from hotel lobbies. You earned this. Remember that. You earned the right to be treated like you matter, because you do matter. The next day, Michael showed up at the venue, nervous, scared, but clean, fed, hopeful. They hired him. He worked there for 2 years, taught guitar to kids, helped with sound, became part of their community, saved enough for an apartment, reconnected with his daughter who'd thought he was dead, rebuilt his life, slowly, carefully, with dignity. In 2017, Michael posted on social media a photo of himself, clean, happy, working. 2 years ago, Paul McCartney saved my life. I was homeless, being removed from a hotel. He stopped it, gave me a chance, gave me dignity. I'll never forget it, and I'll spend the rest of my life trying to deserve it. The post went viral, millions of shares, thousands of comments, veterans sharing similar stories, homeless people sharing their invisibility, everyone asking why it took Paul McCartney intervening for Michael to be treated like a human being. Paul never talked about it publicly, never used it for publicity, never mentioned it in interviews. Because it wasn't about being praised, it was about doing what was right, what anyone should have done, what everyone should do when they see injustice happening in front of them. November 3rd, 2015, police were removing a homeless veteran from a hotel lobby. Paul McCartney stopped them, defended him, took him to his room, fed him, clothed him, found him a job, changed his life. Not because it made Paul look good, but because it was right. Because Michael deserved dignity. Because veterans deserve better. Because homeless people deserve to be seen instead of removed. That's the lesson. That's the responsibility. That's what we should all do when we see someone being treated as less than human. Stop, intervene, defend, help. Not because we'll be praised, but because it's right. Paul stopped the police from removing Michael. And what he did shocked everyone, not because it was extraordinary, but because it should have been ordinary. And it wasn't. That's the tragedy. That's what needs to change. One person at a time, one intervention at a time, one moment of seeing someone instead of looking away. Paul saw Michael, and Michael's life changed. That's everything.